What's going on, everyone? It's Corey from the Breakevens, and today I am not joined by Jack. Today will be a special episode with me going through all the numbers of Supercoach and, more importantly, the mysterious magic number. Before I start, as always, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at BreakevensPod, and you can find us on YouTube at the Breakevens, where we are looking to get 50 subscribers by season end. So if you can go to our YouTube channel and drop a subscribe, that would be great. They are the two best places to interact with us with any questions or queries you may have, and we answer to everyone as much as we can. So with that out the way, the magic number. What is it? It is a number used by the Supercoach team to help generate players' prices, their price averages, and their break evens. But also, it is the key to how much someone makes and how much someone loses. It is a key factor that all Supercoaches should know or should learn to know. And that's what I'm here doing today. So, how does it work? You get a player's price. For example, Rory Laird, who is priced at 703k this year. So you get out your trusty calculator and you type 703 and you divide that by the magic number, which this year is 5.5. You put 5.5 due to not using the whole cash amount. Usually it's 550, but for the sake of this calculation, you put 5.5 and you get an average of 127.8. So what you do, you look back to last year. What did Rory Laird average last year? 127.9. So this tells you he's priced at exactly what he should be. So if you select Rory Laird, you're basically paying for what you get. Well, you get for what you're paying for. Okay, so let's go to someone a little bit different. So Jack McRae, who's priced at 634k. So you divide that by the magic number of 5.5 and you get an average of 115. Now, this is where things get a little interesting. We know from 2018 to 2021, McRae averaged over 120 in all of those seasons. So by doing our calculation, we have come to the realization that McRae is an underpriced and value selection, it seems, at the moment. Now we have to look at why is he underpriced this season? Well, last season, the first half, he had his normal midfield role. And then for some reason in the second half of the season, Bevo decided to change the magnets around, and he was playing more of a wing forward role rather than being strictly in that midfield. So we saw a drop. Okay, now how does this affect our cash? The aim for Supercoach is to pick your uber premiums, and those are players that you want to keep for season long. Okay, these are the big dogs. These are guys that are going to be your VC and C options each week. These are the guys that are going to get you up those rankings. But we also need to pick a few mid prices and some rookies to help generate that cash. Because if you just pick the big dogs, you're going to run out of money. You're going to be stuck with a whole bunch of 102k players there, and you're not going to make any money to upgrade anyone. So, as we know, we start with 10 mil of a salary at the start of the season to create a side. But what we're aiming to do is by season's end, make our teams worth 12, 13, and sometimes like last year where the big dogs who either won Supercoach or were very close, their team worth was at 14 million, which is insane. So if we can use the magic number to calculate players' prices and their estimates by looking back at previous history and some factors and why they might be underpriced, what has happened, if that's an injury or have their roles changed, or at the end of last season, why someone was doing better. Did they get that midfield role, or were they that interceptor? So it gives us the best chance to make calculated and beneficial player selections that can help set up our whole seasons. Okay, now this is where things start to ramp up a little bit. Now, this season is looking very different compared to most. For those on Twitter that have Bryce Mitchell on there, they know that there has been a graph making the rounds about the magic number and how we may be heavily affected this year. In the recent years of 2019, 2020, and 21, the magic number was ranging from 535 to 545. Okay, and that is shown in the graph, and it shows a slight decrease in premium prices in the first 5 rounds, which looks pretty normal. But let's look at that red line from 2018. The magic number is at 550. Now, what did I say at the start? The magic number this year is 550. And look at how deep that steep incline is for our premiums and how much money that they lost there. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen exactly. This is what I am predicting, and many others are predicting that could possibly happen, is our primos might lose cash very, very early and at a quicker rate than what possibly we're used to. For example, I was watching a video from the Supercoach Godfather, or the Skodfather, who's, by the way, his link will be in the description below. I think you should go check out his channel. He's posting some insane content there, really in-depth stuff. But he also goes by Abdul, and he finished 4th in Supercoach last season, which is absolutely insane. And he has crunched some numbers on Rory Laird, for example, and what could possibly happen due to this higher magic number. So, as we've already established, Laird is priced at an average of 127. And the Supercoach Godfather suggests that even in the first 6 rounds, if Rory Laird goes 130 each game, so bang, 130, 130, 130 for the first 6 rounds, he could drop approximately 65k. Now, again, this isn't confirmed. This is just some numbers that are being crunched and just following patterns from previous seasons. So that means you could be getting Rory Laird around round 6 at 635 to 650k. Now, that is insane, but in the Supercoach Godfather's own words, let's calm it down now. Okay, this isn't confirmed or anything, but just a theory based on previous statistics. I do want to emphasize that. So, if our premiums are potentially going to drop quick cash, what does that mean for our mid prices and our rookies? And well, that magic number effect, well, it'll be the adverse. So our mid prices and especially our rookies, if they score well in those first 5 to 6 rounds, they're going to generate money quicker. Okay, and what are we trying to do? We're trying to generate cash by season's end to have as many Uber premiums as we can, and we can only do that if we use this magic number theory and we find the value picks. All right, so you might be asking yourself, is it better off going some value over premiums? Usually in Supercoach, we are big on guns and rookies, which for those who don't know, you just go bam, premium, 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 and then rookie, 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 rookie. That's what we're used to. That's been, I guess, the formula that has worked over previous seasons. But going by the graph and the statistics that it provides, it looks like, yes, the value picks are looking to be more relevant in Supercoach than ever before. To quote the Supercoach Godfather, again, he did a comparison between Laird and Hopper. And he says Laird starts at 703k, we know that, and Hopper 332k, we know that. That's a difference of 371k between them right there. So, at the start of the season, if Hopper gets injured and you want to go to Rory Laird, you have to find 371k to get Rory Laird. Now, that's just not going to happen. Okay, but let's say Laird drops what we might expect or are expecting to 635k. Okay, and Hopper has started on absolute heater. He's gone nuts, and he's made his way to 500k. Now the difference between the two players is now only 135k. Meaning, if you were not to start Laird and you start Hopper, by round 6, you could be, bang, saving a whopping 236k right there when you upgrade Hopper to Laird. And again, you're only paying 135k, which is an easy downgrade from a rookie who has made some quick cash to a rookie who's on the bubble. And for those who don't know, on the bubble means they've played their 2 games, and their 3rd game is when they start to generate some cash. Now, that's the sort of stuff we are looking for. That's how we get our team value from 10 mil to 12, 13, and possibly even 14 mil by season's end. So, how can we get our premiums at their lowest? By using other assets such as mid-prices and rookies. Now, I'm not saying we go out and we start no premiums and we just go mid-price crazy and we go, yep, I want an Ed Richards, I want a Hopper Sheed, I want a Taron Thomas, I want a Bose. Just no. And we're not going to go, okay, I'm just going to select as many rookies as possible. That's not how Supercoach works. Okay, we're still trying to aim for 12 to 13 premiums or keepers, and those keepers who they're players who we think could break out and be a M7 or M8 by season's end, much like a LDU or Tom Green this year. Okay, we need 12 to 13. Maybe you can push 11 at the least, but then I feel like you're making your team just a little bit short there. Okay, but once we lock in our 12 to 13 primos or keepers, then that's when we look for our value picks and our mid prices, and that's when we use the magic number and our equations to try and predict who the best value picks are and why we should pick someone over someone else. Okay, we need to do our research. That is the big key. Research, and then you're putting yourself in the best position possible. Okay, so to finish off, we need to look for our rookies now, but just not any rookies, ones that will, 1, get games early, and 2, have the potential to make 100k, but ideally 150k plus. Okay, how can we calculate how much someone could possibly make? So, the equation is we go by the magic number, we find what our rookies are priced at, and we go, okay, cool, 102k rookie, they're averaged at 21, I believe. So they need to score 21 or more to make some money. Okay, nice and simple. To make 150k, that 102k rookie will have to score 35 points higher than what their priced average is. So you do 35 plus 21, what do we get? 56. Okay, so if you can pick a 102k rookie who's going to average 56 points over the first 5 or 6 rounds, he's making 150k right there for you. Okay, so we need to make sure we get games into the young guys, but they're good scorers. Okay, and that's something that it doesn't matter who you are. To make 150k, you have to average 35 more than your price average. So you go to Hopper, for example, 332k. Sorry, he is priced at 62, if I remember off the top of my head. So to make 150k, he needs to average 97. All right, and then that bumps him up to 480k. Then it's just a quick look it down up to lead or to whoever you want. Okay, so we need to make sure we're picking the right players, the right mid prices, and our value selections, the right rookies, so we can generate as much cash as possible. And then we can swap them and upgrade those picks to our premiums. And hopefully we can get them at their lowest possible price. Sometimes that doesn't happen, things don't line up, and that's okay. But you want to try and get them for as low as possible rather than trying to spend up. Alrighty, so that's going to do us for today. So firstly, I would like to thank the Supercoach Godfather once again for allowing me to, one, use the graph that he used in his video, and for the opportunity to be able to quote the stuff that he said from his video. As I said, I highly recommend you check him out on YouTube at Abs Magic Supercoach Godfather. His link, again, will be in the description below. I hope this video has helped and cleared up any questions or queries you may have had. If you have more, don't be afraid to drop a comment below on YouTube or send us a message on Twitter at BreakevensPod. As always, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are aiming for 50 subscribers there this season. And follow us on Twitter, where you're trying to get 500 followers on there. So I hope you liked and enjoyed the video. And until next time, it's bye.